a carve prehistoric aardvark. It's Thursday and this week is vanishing. So, hello everyone. I'm Chris Noosh once again with the Noosh vlog to show you what I'm going to be working on this week. Well, these next 2 days. I had a freelance project dumped on me that I had to do early this week, and I've finished that up now, plus other couple projects that I was taking care of. But those are all finished now, and I have some time to do a new piece. The tiny carving that I was talking about last week is going to have to be pushed forward to next week. But I do want to show that to you because I colored up those 3 options to what they would possibly look like as a finished tiny print. So I have those all finished and colored up. That would be the robot. This would be the manatees. And that would be the capybara. And a lot of people really like the capybara. I really like the manatees and the robot. Not that I don't like the capybara. So those are the 3 pieces that I'm going to possibly be working on next week for a tiny print if everything goes right and I don't get any other work put on me. But this week, I got 2 days to do something. And so what I can do in 2 days is I can make another carved and painted piece, another small one. And this is going to be real quick. It won't take me the full 2 days. So I have no idea what I'm going to put on this piece of wood. I need to sit down in my sketchbook for a little bit and figure that out. And then I'll come back on here and show you what I've come up with. All right, let's start sketching. So I think I've come up with one of the strangest things I have ever drawn. I wanted to do, like, the theme that I was working on today was kind of when I put my characters in human positions and human clothing. And when I think about this, in the past, historically, I've done like animals as Vikings. I've done them as mermaids. I've done them as like wearing crowns like kings and queens. And I've thought about like astronauts and stuff. I've done that astronauts before too. And I've been thinking about doing more creatures as like costumes throughout time. And so this one, I was like, what animal would look good in a caveman setting costume? And I don't know why, but I came up with aardvark. So this is an aardvark as a caveman. It's very, very strange. And when I was finishing up the sketch, I needed an environment to put the creature into. And I decided I wanted to play more with color on this one. So I will put it at night. And to add more interesting things with color, I put it around a fire because, you know, caveman and fire. So this is a cavevark. I don't know. What would you call it? A cave aardvark, a carve prehistoric aardvark. It's a prehistoric aardvark. And that's going to be the tiny little thing that I work on this week. I think it's going to be fun. You know, I planned out the colors. It's a very rough sketch right now, but I'm going to finalize a lot of stuff when I'm drawing it out onto the board. So for now, let me transfer this image to the board. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to transfer it to my computer, print it out from there to the size of the wood, and then use some transfer paper to get it onto the piece of wood and then start carving it out. All right, let's go. All right, I'll draw it out onto the board with a Sharpie. Let's see. Put it in the frame, and that gives you an idea of what it's going to look like. The next thing I have to do is I gotta spray paint this black, so when I carve it, I know what I'm doing. That's the reason I do it, and then start carving. All right, so I finished carving this bad boy last night. Why'd I call it a bad boy? Oh man, this carving is a bad. Oh, all right, let me start over. All right, so I finished carving this one last night. It is now Friday morning, and I think when I was carving this one, the main thoughts that were going through my head were, I think I put too much detail into this one. I love working with my tablet. My initial thoughts last night when I was drawing, or yesterday when I was drawing this one, were maybe I shouldn't use my tablet because this is a small canvas basically, and this small piece is meant for small ideas. And with my tablet, it is great because you can zoom in infinitely basically and just get like minute details. But with woodcut, minute details are a struggle. And for this piece, I think I just put too much information onto too small of a piece, i.e. I put too big of an idea into too small of a canvas. And this is a big idea. I think it came out fine. I think it's going to look fine at the end maybe. But I think it also could have been more successful had I just made my ideas smaller. Because small ideas are good too. Anywho. There's no going back. This piece is carved, and since it's carved, I may as well paint it and then ink it up for this week. But that's just my thought. I think for moving into the future, my small pieces like this one's about 5 by 7. These are going to be smaller ideas, and this one's just too big of an idea for this thing. Tell me what you think. Do you think this is successful? I'll have to paint it to maybe get the final answer on that. That's just my thoughts at the moment. Let's go paint it. And let's ink it up, see what it looks like, see if I'm right or wrong. I think my favorite part's the little ant that's on the tip of his tongue. I almost left him out in the sketch, but I added him in. And he was sitting more on the tongue. I think this works better this way anyway. And yeah, one of my favorite things to do in pieces is kind of imply a narrative so people can kind of tell a story of what they think is going on. What do you think's going on in this piece? All right, all finished painting, all finished inking. So I think the color definitely pulled it all together. I think it looks a lot better than I thought it would probably about 2 hours ago when I first started painting this. It's still a lot of information for the small space, but I do think it works. I think it's just a fun little stupid idea. Sometimes it is important just to get dumb little ideas out of your head and just move forward with them to the next piece. So, I mean, I learned something with this piece of just how much information I should try to force into a small space. Not that this wasn't successful, because I do think it was successful. Look at that dumb little face. And look at the ant up on his tongue. Having a conversation. I might call this like Conversations with Ants or something along those lines. My thought as to what the ant is saying, I think the ant is asking the anteater, can you touch your head and rub your belly at the same time? that's when I was drawing it. That's kind of the thought that I had in my head when I was putting everything together and landed on this final pose for the anteater. So, anyways, this one is done, and I want to show you one other thing I worked on this week. That is, I didn't want to tempt fate and show you the process of making this because last time I tried to do that, I failed miserably. But I got a new little test of another embroidery design for a hat, and this one is a Bigfoot. So I'll probably start producing those next week. So that's what I also got to take pictures of all these designs I've been making because I make them and I don't take pictures of them, so no one knows that I have them. Anywho, this piece is done. Conversations with Ants finished this week. So thank you guys for watching. I've got a couple t-shirts I need to print. I got to print those right now. And then it will be the end of the week. So thanks for watching, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me this week, and I'll see y'all later. All right. Bye.